Hello, good morning. My name is Paula. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Our Beautiful Artists. Today we're gonna talk about fairy tales. Okay, as if you know me, you know I love fairy tales. I love things with happy ending. Still follow me the rest of my life. I love happy endings. So that is something very beautiful. I think this starts with us. We as kids grow up and we listen to all these beautiful fairy tales that inspire us and give us good feeling inside. When I was younger, I grew up with stories from Anansi and Miss Mary and a Monkey, and stories like Sensible and Stupid Bear, and all these animal stories. And it really gives me always a good feeling when it was raining outside. We put on like a sheet together and we say how much eggs do you eat and how much eggs mean how much stories you're gonna tell like this. And I really enjoyed this time. That's one of my like youth really good nice times to experience. As an adult, this story still had a good, like vibes on me. So I write a book concerning stories, South American Ghanaian stories, and this storybook is sell and given to other kids at school in South America, and that gives me a very good feeling. So like this, you keep the magic in. Another thing about stories and magical things and fairy tales is that you see in Europe they have a lot of beautiful stories like Cinderella, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Golden Locks and the Three Bears. That has this Jack and the Beanstalk. That has the Empire's New Clothes and all these beautiful stories. And I always love these things because all the stories that we listen and we hear, they always have very beautiful ending. Like there's always a happy ending. There's always eventually they survive and it be good and everything is okay. And that part, I couldn't wait for that part all my life. I love that. But then you grow up bigger as adults, and then you see Disney make some beautiful movies like Harry Potter and A Never Ending Story, and they make Lord of the Rings, which is very beautiful. There's all these mysterious, really beautiful fairies, and all these beautiful things. I love beautiful things, so that inspired you a lot as a human being. If you lose your childish fantasy, then you lose like your soul. And what I really, for me, looking to fairy tales and listening to these things, give me always a feeling that you can dream on. It's just beautiful to be able to fantasize and just be like all the way in this just really clear, mysterious world that nothing can really bother you because it's just a TV, it's just a movie, it's just a fantasy. But it just still always have the idea like it inspired you because it's different. It's so down to earth. It's not like real life, Real life is always hustling and all these things. So being into these fairy tales and wonders, I think for kids it's very important that you still keep this magic around you. You still keep this, I think that's where dreamers come from. Dreamers love fairies tales and fantasy and beautiful things, and like this they get like inner peace, energy, like something you just can't describe. It's just something, some people has this thing, so I think it's very good because, for example, you see in our whole life that we grown, we had these fairy tales coming on, but we didn't really stick to it. Sometimes we used to believe like in the tooth fairy, we believed in that, for example, let's say years ago the tooth fairy really come from these old-timeish thing. People believe that a child teeth, the innocent teeth of a child, that was there was a certain magic around it, and it could protect people from evil or bad things. And when the soldiers years ago had to go on the fight, some people believe in that, and they buy these teeth from people that had kids, and keep the teeth of the kids, the first teeth, and put it on a chain, and they went out for whatever they had to do because it was feeling protect that no witch or bad person would do anything to them. Even to these days, a lot of kids, when they're losing their teeth, they still believe like if they put it under the cushion, they get this money for it. In every country, there's a little legend, fantasy, magic, fairy tales like things about little kids' teeth. And we still have this magical thing because we always like do this also. Even we had this as kids and we give it our kids. So it's something that is still always there. I hope that if you see this video, you don't lose your passion for life, and you keep being into dreams and fairy tales and still loving to see the beauty of things we cannot see or hear or feel. I think like this, you be a more lively person, and it's not bad to believe in fairy tales, thinking about everything is always gonna happen and end it happily ever after. I hope this video inspired you, and have a very, 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 very good day. Goodbye.